welcome to the Thirsty Bitches podcast, where we talk about anything under the sun, from books to entertainment to self-help, and even a little spice. I'm Victoria.
I'm Kiara.
And I'm Katalyn.
And today we are doing our episode over Asian American Pacific Islander Month. Last year when we did this episode, it was mostly in a recommendation format. This year we're going to be doing more of a conversation format, just because things have changed in the way that we're handling some of these History Month episodes. And we really just want to have a conversation of what we have learned and hopefully how we can help as people that are outside of this community. So that's what we're going to be talking about today.
And I think it's really important because, even right now at the time of this recording, not including AAPI information, but we're seeing a lot of anti-trans legislation coming out. And I think it's really important for us to sit down and have these conversations and talk about these things. Because if we can help these communities in any way, I think it's important that we do. So yeah, I like that we are switching it up a little bit and doing it more this realm, because I think it's important to talk about these conversations. I think it's good that we're not afraid to bring these things up and kind of see what kind of dialogue we can bring into the discussion. So before we get started, we're going to jump into our quenchable moments. And if you're new here, a quenchable moment is something happy or exciting that has happened to us over the last week or so that we want to share with each other and with you. So to kick us off, Victoria, what was your quenchable moment?
So my quenchable moment was actually a Christmas gift that I got. I know it's been a long while since Christmas, but I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this gift. And it's now something that I utilize every single day, which is crazy because I was such a hater of this product for such a long time. And it's my Crocs.
No.
I was like, I don't know what it could be.
No.
When Crocs first came out, I did not like them.
No.
Because of the way that my feet are shaped, they were incredibly uncomfortable for me. But of course, as I've gotten older, the way that I walk has changed. The shape of my foot has changed. I've lost weight, gained weight. My feet are different. So when my mom asked for Crocs for her Christmas gift one year, I tried them on. I was like, oh, these aren't bad. Well, because I like to wear socks and really thick socks, and sometimes I double up on socks, as I am right now. It was hard for me to wear my slippers. And also having to go in and out of the house with slippers, because I don't wear normal shoes most days because I don't leave my house ever because I don't have to. So I needed an easy slide-on shoe that was durable that I could wear my socks in. And so I caved and asked for a pair of Crocs. And they're great, and I love them.
I love that they're orange.
Yeah, that was the one thing. My sister was picking out my gifts this year. And I told her I wanted Crocs. And she was like, what color do you want? I was like, you can choose. Whatever color. I was like, my only request is no bright pinks. And nothing with the, inserts, the, fabric inserts, because those can't be washed.
Yeah.
And obviously, she picked bright orange. So.
Heck yeah.
It just reminds me of Kyle when we were all there for my graduation. He was wearing his Crocs everywhere.
Listen, these kids in high school wear Crocs all the time, and they have all kinds of charms.
It's fucking. And you know what? This is my issue. People give me so much shit for my Birkenstocks.
I know.
They call them my lesbian shoes. They hate on my Birkenstocks, and I'm like, you're wearing Crocs.
Yeah.
You have no place to talk about my Birkenstocks.
Yeah,
that have been around for decades.
And then some kids were giving me shit about my $30 knockoff Keds, and I was like, and what shoes are you wearing? And they're like Yeezy foam runners. I was like, they don't look comfortable or like shoes. These kids wear these to school, and I'm like, what the fuck are you wearing?
Why are you spending that much money on shoes?
And why are you spending money on Kanye?
Literally. If I'm spending that much money on shoes, I'm buying Doc Martens or good pair of heels, something that's going to last me a long time.
Yeah. But anyways, I love your Crocs.
Thanks.
I do too. I love that they're orange for you.
Yes,
I'm glad. Yes. Katalyn, what was your quenchable moment?
My quenchable moment is that I was on Instagram the other day, and a band that I really like that I found through TikTok is coming to Denver in June.
Mm.
Loveless is coming to Denver in June, and I'm
I
Oh,
going
no
knew
way!
that. I knew that. I knew that. Yeah.
Tickets were $20, so
Yeah, that doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
and they're at a venue I really like. It's the venue that I saw the 1975 at in All Star Weekend, and cute is what
You
we aim for.
should
So it's
get
tiny.
tickets. You should get tickets to go see Pierce the Veil and the Used on tour. For me. You
I
should do
don't
it.
know their music.
You should go see them just for me because they're not coming anywhere near me.
Oh, I was like, I don't know their music. I'm sure I do, but
You definitely have.
I'm sure I do,
You've
but I don't
definitely
realize
heard
it's
something
them.
from them.
But
I love
anyways, so
them.
yeah, I'm going to see Loveless on June 9th at the Marquee Theater in Denver. I'm so
That's
excited.
exciting.
Yay.
And
I love that
tickets
for
weren't
you.
stupid expensive like I thought they might be.
Yeah. God, do you remember when tickets
And
used
it's
to be that cheap always?
yeah, I saw the 1975 for like $50 there. And like we were like up next to the stage. Like I love the marquee setup. I'll have to send you a picture when I go.
Like
But like we can
I
talk
just
to the
like
bands when they're going on the stage. So
it's like the when we were young tickets compared to the Warped Tour tickets. It's like I used to pay $40 to see the same lineup.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I also saw the Ready Set there at
I
this
fucking
venue.
love the Ready Set.
And like they were like
Jordan?
right next to us. They were like right next to us. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah,
I've seen them multiple times. I have a lot of pictures with Jordan. I love the Ready Set. Chef's kiss.
yeah.
My baby.
But anyways, so yeah, I'm going to see Loveless at like my favorite venue in Denver. That's tiny, so there's a chance that like
Oh,
can
you
talk.
will.
So I'm super excited.
You will. Definitely.
Anyways, Kiara, what's yours? What's your quenchable moment?
So mine is that Emily and I, we went and did this spa day for our birthday celebration together. We don't get each other gifts. We go and like do something together, which I've talked about on like previous episodes. But we got massages and facials, and I specifically want to talk about the facial I got because one fucking felt amazing. It was like if you guys like if you're watching the YouTube video, you can see like these red things my face is. I had like almost she was
On your faces.
on my faces. They were these ones were so deep because they're like hormonal. She's like they were almost cystic, and so like she was really getting into it. Like really digging deep into them. I'm being good and I'm not picking the scabs, so don't worry. But I just want to say like I absolutely adored the woman my esthetician who gave me my facial. Like she was the sweetest fucking thing. The moment I laid down and she put like the light on my face to like look at my skin, immediately she was like, you have beautiful skin. She's like, your thickness is perfect. She's like, your pore size is really great. She's like, you can really tell you take care of your face. Like she's like, do you drink a lot of water? And I'm like, I do. And she's like, I can tell. And I'm like, I'm literally like, you are saying all the right things.
Aww.
Like, because ever since I had cystic acne years ago, I've been like really particular about like the stuff I put on my skin and the things I use and how much I use and like my skin regimen basically. And I think anyone who's either gone through the schooling that Victoria has been through or someone who like if you've had like a skin issue at some point in your life, you're really particular about like the way your skin looks and what you use on it. And ever since then, like I have like been very like you guys saw like my regiment, like it's not as lengthy as Victoria's, but it's a pretty lengthy one for like a basic bitch like me.
Mine's not that bad.
It's just because you went to school for it, so you're very particular about like the products you use and like when you use certain
it's 8
things.
steps.
Yeah, see? So
but one of those steps is eye cream, so all right, sorry.
And so to like be complimented on my skin, it just like it meant a lot. She was like, you can really tell that I like take care of my skin. She's like, and nothing you have on your face is like causing this breakout. It literally is just like hormonal.
And I've told you that.
But she was like, oh my god, guys, it was so painful. She was like getting into it and she was like kept apologizing. I'm like, it's okay, beauty's pain. I'm like, just get it out.
Yeah, extractions can fucking hurt in those hormonal areas.
Yeah,
it can be a lot.
And she was using those little like the little needle thing to kind of like poke things out. Yeah,
an exciser.
Yeah.
But
my skin, like if you don't look at my chin, my skin looks really great right now. So
hey, once that heals up, they'll look really good.
I know. So that's my quenchable moment, was getting that done, and it was at a Korean-based spa.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Nice.
getting into AAPI,
Yeah.
support your
Trade support.
local anything that is
Yeah,
run
your
and
local
owned
Asian
by.
American.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing with that I've seen specifically with AAPI people is I've seen more sharing of their culture, which I think has been fantastic. I think a big issue specifically with non-POC communities is lack of understanding. Because with the lack of understanding, there's a lot of fear. We see that a lot, specifically with Black communities, and just this fear mongering that's created because they just don't understand us and don't understand the culture. Excuse me, I am sick. So if I pause a lot to cough, that's why. Um, but yeah, I've really appreciated their willingness to share their culture with us,
Mm-hmm.
despite how used and abused they've been as communities. I mean, obviously, we
Throughout our
know,
history.
yeah, we know of the history of the abuse, specifically with Asian Americans, and just how they have been just put through the ringer. And something that I've really appreciated specifically with the Asian American community is seeing them start to mend fences with the Black community, because there was also a lot of racism between us and them. And
Mm-hmm.
that's something that we never want to see. We want to see people of color supporting other people of color. We always want things to get better. So I've really appreciated seeing the strides on both ends to improve that relationship, because we're starting to see and realize that we need each other. All communities of color need each other. They need to work together to improve the quality of life for all of us. So it's been really great just seeing them go through the process of kind of understanding where we're coming from, especially coming off the tail end of COVID. Well, not off the tail end of COVID, we're still in it, but
We're
like
still
the
deep in
worst
the
of it.
trenches.
And seeing like how viscerally terrible people could be because of all of the false allegations that were coming out around specifically Chinese Americans, and like they caused it and it's their fault, and like Asian people should go back to their country and blah blah blah. And just, I think, as much as I hated to see them suffer through it, I think it helped them also understand the perspective of other people of colors in their community. So I really appreciated seeing that. Something that I've also really loved seeing, specifically from Pacific Islanders, is Haka. Now, Haka is something that I never like really knew and understood, but it has
I
been one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen.
It always makes me
I
cry.
love it.
And it always gives me so much joy, especially within the context of the ones that I've seen. It's always been some kind of celebration, like people graduating, people coming home from the military. It's just been such a beautiful moment, and I love the fact that they're willing to share that with everyone and to share that with the world. One of my most recent favorite iterations seeing Haka is there is a drag queen specifically from
I
Australia.
saw
I think
that.
they're either from Australia or New Zealand. I can't remember exactly for sure, but they
And they were
were
like on
performing
stage.
Haka in drag. And it
Mhm.
was just so emotionally charged, and you could really feel how happy they were about the fact that they could express both of those art forms together. And it was amazing. She did it in heels, and it was just so cool.
I have to say, like, that's one of the things that I really enjoy about when I'm watching Haka is it's not like specific to any one gender. Like
No.
it's very intermixed because it's when you are watching it, it's a very like guttural, very like intense
Mhm.
kind of performance they're putting on,
Mhm.
but it has such a deeper meaning in the fact that they allow just anyone to kind of, because it's part of their culture, like do that. It every time I come across it on my page, I always stop and I like watch it in full, and I just like it just brings up such visceral emotions in me just to see those
Mhm.
things. Um because like you said, like there's so many different iterations that people use it, whether it's I've seen people do it for weddings to like welcome in like the new member of the family, graduations, homecomings, but also like funerals
Yeah,
or
I've seen a few for
celebrations of
funerals.
life. There was one that I saw that was I think it was the very first one I ever saw, or like the one that like probably like gave me the most visceral memory was the one when they're on, I think it was rugby,
Hmm.
They do it for
and
rugby a
they're on
lot.
they was on the rugby pitch, and one team did it for the other team because they had lost one of their members, and so they did it in
I saw
honor of
that.
the other team's member. And I was just like, and they like laid the jersey down on the ground, and I was just like crying. I was like, this is
Sobbing.
like, it just like it brings together so many different people, and I think it's just such
Hmm.
a beautiful like way to kind of celebrate any moment in your life, good or
Hmm.
bad. And the fact that everyone can kind of be involved in that is pretty iconic
Hmm.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
If anyone ever did a haka to me, I would be a fucking mess. I would just be
Yeah.
bawling.
Yeah. I think I like it too because it is something that can be used for so many different things in
Hmm.
like so many different ways.
Hmm.
So like it has, I mean, yeah, it can be used for mourning, it can be used for celebration, it can be used for anything. I know I saw one where like the girl's family surprised her at graduation, and then they started doing like the haka like after
Yeah.
the ceremony. It was so cute. I was like, "Aw."
They're so cute.
Yeah. It's just an amazing expression of their culture and the love that they share for the people that they care for.
Mhm.
And the other thing too, I don't know how often this happens. It always surprises me when I see a white person in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, I love the fact that they're willing to share that with somebody who may have been raised with them, but is still
Mhm.
technically an outsider.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, New Zealand is a very like it's a very white country, but haka is
Yeah,
very
It
it's
was
cultural to New Zealand as well.
yeah.
So,
But the one specifically that I saw was not New Zealand
mm-hmm.
based. It was somewhere else. I can't remember
But
exactly
then there's
where.
also like, there's a really notable one with Jason Momoa as they're
Hmm.
trying to protect Mauna Kea, the big island.
Hmm.
If you guys are unaware, like the government has been trying to build on Mauna Kea for so long.
Hmm.
And it's this area of like so much has been taken away from Hawaiians, and this is such a sacred ground for them.
Hmm.
And so seeing them do a haka for the Mauna Kea was just like
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
beautiful, because I've been there and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's phenomenal.
Hmm.
Being there, you can feel just like the energy of the earth, and it's yeah.
Yeah, but I love that they're willing to share aspects of their culture. I also really appreciate some of the educators that I've seen that are willing to share their language and pronunciation, because we know some things are just hard to pronounce, especially when you're raised in a country that believes in the way that ours does and doesn't necessarily want to share cultures in the ways that it should.
Mhm.
So I'm always very appreciative of Pacific Islanders who are willing to share how their culture works outside of Haka, and something that we see so consistently now. I'm also really glad that we're seeing more representation in media for
Mm-hmm.
not just
Mhm.
Asian Americans. Like, it's slowly been on the rise for Asian American people, but it's started to really pick up for Pacific Islanders too. And that's something that I hate, is that this community just isn't seeing the representation that they should be in this day and age. Because, I mean, even as a Black person, it's still really hard for us to get representation, but like, we've made strides. We have, you know, a hand in most major industries, but now we're starting to see it happen more and more with other communities. And that always makes me really, really happy, because everybody deserves to see representation. Everybody deserves to have
Yeah.
that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Well, I
glad
mean,
that.
we just saw it wasn't the Academy Awards, was it? I know the Oscars are this weekend, but you're
It might
seeing
have
like
been
a
SAG. The
no,
Yeah,
SAG
it
there
was
was
on
Awards.
SAG.
there was one right before it. There's what? It was the Emmys, I think. I think it was the Emmys.
Mhm.
And the amount of Asian American and Asian representation that we saw winning
Mhm.
awards for the first time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Was
Michelle Yeoh's speech for whichever award it was that she got, I fucking cried the whole time.
So, and like the Oscars are this weekend, and they're, you know, we're Academy. I think the Academy Awards and the Oscars are the same thing.
Yeah.
But there's way more, like, just the nominees are way more representative, just from this alone, um, which I think is so incredible. Like, we're kind of playing catch up in a way. Like,
Mhm.
they have deserved so much for so long. We saw
Mhm.
Parasite win
Mhm.
a few years ago, which
Yeah, Everything Everywhere All at Once has been
we
like,
all know I love a good Korean anything. So
mhm.
seeing that win, I was just like, yes, yes. So
Yeah, and that's something else too. Speaking specifically to Michelle Yeoh's acceptance speech, she was saying, like, I got to be up here with all of these titans, as if she herself is not also a titan.
Mhm.
She is one of the most awe-inspiring actresses I think I've ever seen, and she's been just pivotal in representation for her community, and it just makes me so sad that she doesn't see herself as the titan that she is. But I'm
Mhm.
glad that there are little girls and women everywhere that can see her and see themselves in her and can just feel the magic that she brings anytime she's in anything.
yeah, I mean, she was the first Asian to win a Best Actress
Hmm.
for film.
Ugh.
Yeah, at the SAG Awards ever. It is
Yeah,
2023.
yeah, and just seeing that whole cast, the whole everywhere,
Ugh,
um,
everywhere, everything, everywhere, all
everything
at once.
everywhere all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing that whole cast just be up there and talk about what it's been like for them and the struggles that they've had to face and how people told them like this would never be possible, this could never happen, and seeing them just conquer these obstacles and win these awards, deservedly so,
I mean, we also had
and just
K Hugh
how
Kwang.
grateful they
He
were.
also won. Like,
Yes.
I love him. He's such a great actor.
Yes, and it's just so heartwarming to see them
Mm-hmm.
slowly but surely start to get the recognition. Also, shout out to that cast for pulling Brendan Fraser in and showing him some extra love.
I was just about to say this. I think it's
Oh,
really telling about the industry when you can see in those moments the white counterparts who are uplifting and supporting
hmm
people of color. Brendan
hmm
Fraser, like, just the moments that we saw following those award shows, but also for Ke Kwan's, like, when he won, Steven Spielberg was there standing, like, applauding him because Steven Spielberg
hmm
gave him his very first acting gig. And
hmm
so just seeing that kind of those relationships and how they've, like, developed and how they've always kind of supported these people of color in these realms is so important to showcase, because it shows normal people that, like, this is what you should be doing.
hmm And I appreciate too, on that same note, when the whole cast was up there accepting the awards, giving their speeches, Jamie Lee Curtis was kind of like, "This is
Mhm.
not my moment.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I need to be in the background for this."
Yeah.
So it's also a matter of recognizing like how important these moments are, and seeing again that representation does matter,
Mhm.
and them
I
getting
mean,
the accolades that they deserve.
and we're seeing that even so with, like, and I know they're not Asian Americans, but Twice just performed for the Billboards, the very first girl
Hmm.
group, a
Hmm.
K-pop girl group to perform on the Billboard Music Awards.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Like,
cool.
and they're, like, my favorite girl group right now. Like,
Hmm.
You're
so
just like,
just like, I was like, right.
Yeah.
Um,
I
so just
think
kind of,
that's going a long way though too in helping promote their culture,
mm-hmm,
both within and without the country.
mm-hmm.
I think the other thing too that's important to emphasize, you can be a fan of these groups, but do not fetishize them. Do not
Mm-hmm.
fetishize them and their cultures. That's gross. You can appreciate their cultures, but do not fetishize them. I can say
Like,
this as somebody that was guilty of having a weed phase. Appreciate,
I
don't appropriate.
I use the term weeb very loosely. Like, I was never, like, that weeb, but I'm definitely,
Mm-hmm.
like, I grew up watching these things and enjoying them and, like,
Mm-hmm.
indulging in them. And so I would definitely, like, call myself one, but not to the extent of like that. And like obviously I've talked about it a lot. Like I love Korean culture. I listen to K-pop. I watch K-dramas. I enjoy their food and their culture. And I was just talking to Victoria the other day about like Korean skincare because it's just like it's such a great skincare like line and stuff. But I would never go more than appreciating it and enjoying it and like indulging in like the content. Like I would never be like act like them, like act.
Yeah.
Do I want to learn Korean? Yeah, of course I fucking want to learn Korean because I want to go. I want to go there and I want to be like, oh,
Yeah.
fucking know what I'm doing.
Yeah, let's not go full Ollie London.
No, God, no, oh my God.
That's another conversation for another day.
That is how not to be a good ally to AAPI.
Yeah, but yes, it's been really fulfilling. Not fulfilling. That's not the right word. It's just been very heartwarming to see more and more representation and to see them feel more comfortable with sharing their culture. And I just feel very appreciative of the fact that they're carving out these spaces for themselves. It sucks that they have to do it, but I'm glad that they're doing it.
And I think, this is not like what we see now is not like it. Like I think that there's so much more for them to grow and do. And for people outside of the community, like fucking white people in the United States, to accept and learn and adapt to understanding these communities and accepting them for who they are and not trying to change them or force them to do anything. Like you said at the beginning of the episode, the Black community and the Asian community, they've been at odds for a very long time. And who's to blame for that? Not either of them. Nope. It was the white people. No. It was the white people during the gold rush that were pitting them against each other. So like there's been a lot of growth, especially in like the last half century. I wouldn't even say half century. I would say like the last 3 decades maybe.
Yeah,
like
it's been maybe the last 20 to 30 years that there's been a big change and shift.
And I think we've seen a lot happening, but this is just the starting point. There's so much more. I mean, look at how long women have been fighting for stuff. And where things are being rolled back on us like left, right, and center. And so it's just like us working harder. Like, and these communities have just started getting some recognition. Like this is going to be a long road. And I think all of us who are not a part of these communities can do a lot in terms of supporting and uplifting and helping where we can, when we can, how we can. If you can't buy anything, that's so great. Share your favorite restaurant on your story and be like, everyone should go here. Like, look at what is his name?
Keith
the guy
Lee.
The one who does like the food stuff for Vegas. Like do stuff like that. Like it's such a great way to be like, this food is so good. Like you guys should go here.
Yeah. He actually just did one the other day, an Asian American owned family restaurant.
Yeah.
Like
sharing on social media.
You not?
Yeah.
Kid you not? I more so than not, like, I mean, the last 2 nights we had ramen for dinner, and then I got Thai last night for dinner. And like it's like easy ways to support like these communities in the ways that you can, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, we need to all work together to improve this world for everyone in it, and it is up to those of us outside of the community to make the strides to learn more about them. They're not required to teach us.
Yeah,
if they're willing to teach us, then take it, retain it, learn it, understand it. But it's not their job to do so. So we have to put forth the effort to learn and be better and do better and uplift where we can. So if you guys have any resources that you think we should be aware of regarding Asian American Pacific Islander Month, or just their cultures in general, not necessarily things that are relegated to just the month that we celebrate in the US, please feel free to share those with us. You can email us at tbp.staythirsty@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on Instagram at Thirsty Bitches Podcast, and you can also comment on any of the platforms that we stream on. And we do have a Discord server, which we would love to chit chat with anyone there if they would like to. But for right now, Kiara, will you take us out with an affirmation?
I will. So today's affirmation is I make changes in my life that allow me to choose myself first.
Beautiful.
Aw.
Love that.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. Make sure to tune in on Tasty Tuesdays and Thirsty Thursdays for all new episodes. And be sure to subscribe and follow our socials listed in the description. Make sure you like, rate, and leave a review for the podcast to help boost us across platform. Helps more than you know. Have a lovely day. And remember, stay thirsty, bitches.